Watching Grim Life Collective. I suggest to them to go out immediately and read John Bunyan's Pilgrim's Progress, especially the despair sequence, where Christian's locked in the dungeon, but he has the key. Certainly they know about Pilgrim's Progress. Anyway, I know Linda's taking her exam.
Oh, with the wires and everything.
Take your exam. I know, I'll help you with it. I gotta put them on pause. Now they're frozen in time.
They say it's not time.
If it was a Twilight Zone episode, they'd be like... My mom actually believed that when she was younger. She believed when she'd go into a room, before she'd enter that room, everyone would be like... And then she would, walk in, everyone would, I'm helping you, dear. I'm helping. All right. There's Kitty. The first question. Go for your assessment.
The ability to choose alternative contrast.
The ability to choose.
Under the accessibility icon. To find out more about online assessments and get tips on how to prepare yourself for the test, please visit the online support site section. No, I don't need that.
Meow. All right. Is it that you don't need it? Or is it that you're trying to take your assessment?
Yes, I'm taking my assessment.
Then take your assessment, dear lady.
Okay.
Madam. And give me the key of promise. It's a slap. Like that. No, it's other hand like this.
Yes.
There we go. And this one like that.
Okay.
Then what you want to do is stand by me where you do the skin. We'll do it later. All right, so you have a first question. I was going to vlog only the first question.
Okay.
Don't cheat, Kitty. Where did Kitty go?
Vampire
Kitty. There's actually a cartoon about a vampire kitty. This one's a werewolf kitty. Werewolf kitty.
You plead it in one sitting.
All right, what is it? Go ahead, go. Shoot me the question. Allow me to hear it in my ear.
They say they're not charming, but I know they are. If a coworker is struggling to complete their work, I will.
If a coworker is struggling to complete his work,
I will.
Let
my leader know what they need help.
Let my leader know. Once to the breach, my friends.
They say this is not time, but I know it's time.
Once more to the breach, my friends.
Offer to help them complete their work. Give them advice.
Offer to help them to complete thy work is the first one. What's the other?
Offer to help them complete their work. Give them advice on the best way to accomplish
Give them advice.
See if another team worker can help them.
See if another team worker can help. They're trying to figure out if you're a manager. In the next...
I need to answer this question. That's it. This is serious. Game off.
And we are cutting.
If a coworker is struggling to complete their work, I will let them later know what they... No.
This script will be launching eventually to these people that are going to the UK sooner or later. They may run across scary, at least to tell him about. Oh dear, move over this way. Things acting very Bill Gatesy. Look at this right here. Look at the desert region. Then we go to this. And that's me in Maine, laying in the snow. It's right before a desert. We'll be talking about Grace soon, and it'll be launched out to these two vloggers. It'd be nice for... Originally the character was called Gothic Lady Vlogger on one of the opening... Let me speak! And Grim Vlogger. But I changed the character's name to Vlogpyra. Vlogpyra. Let me get rid of this little red line here. Get more Kubrick. They're going to the UK soon to investigate Kubrick. Stanley Kubrick, as they say. And This would be Vlogpyra, or at least based on Vlogpyra, who is also known as Jessica, the real person. And Michael from Grim Life Collective would be playing what is known as the Grim Vlogger. Now, originally it was the Gothic Lady Vlogger and the Grim Vlogger, but I've changed it to Vlogpyra to save ink. And they come across cattle in the field and a werewolf. She is bit in the neck by the werewolf shadow. And Grim Vlogger, his arm is severed. And, he's basically killed, but the camera falls to the ground and records the entire slaughtering of the event. I know. Very, very, very horrific. I know they're fans of horror. It's somewhat funny, somewhat not, but you don't see the werewolf at this point. And when it happens, the Gothic Vlogger connection, imaginary thing, they're actually Grim Life. I know, understand. Are out in Marfa, Texas, vlogging the ghost of James Dean at the site of the giant. I'm working on this scene right now of the sidestep, where she sidestepped from a mutilated cow. She's taken an assessment test, and I am working on the screenplay. For the opening, well, it's pretty much kind of the opening. It opens with Kitty eating. You can hear Kitty crunching over there. Kitty eats, and then it cuts to them in Marfa, Texas. It's very cold and snowing outside. And they hear her howling. Arroo! Was that a coyote, one says. Anyway, blah, 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 blah. It's not that long of a scene. Not that much memorization. There is some on his end. A little bit of monologue. He could even improv or even get the lines whichever way he wants to go, if he so chooses. It's a gift. Take my Japanese microphone stand, or the camera stand. I know, Kitty, I know. You're very hungry, you want chicken. I place it here. I got my Arizona tea, my little pin, just because, and the little touch thing. There we go. And we can see it right there. Touching on it. It opens, and we'll be working tonight a little bit. I'll be adding onto the opening with the Gothic Vlogger connection. Well, this is actually another area. We'll get through the whole thing. You can see some of it. Added the monologue and everything. Now, this is probably going to be a series, is what I'm thinking. The script is probably going to be more than 300 pages or so. And we start with the echo dot. You can see that. And right into the Grim Vlogger and Vlogpyra. First line of the film is Grim Vlogger, who hopefully Mike will play. He'll say skittle. And Vlogpyra answers, I'm good. Howl rises again, and we go to cattle and field. Here's his monologue here. And we'll just go through the whole thing so we can see changes. You can pause at any moment. Nice little scenes here. And for right now, we are at, goodness gracious, it has jumped up to 150. It's a freaking Netflix series. Possibly. You can read it backwards if you want. They're there. I'll be working on it tonight. Vlogpyra runs across the mutilated cow and sidesteps, going around the cow. Then she continues to run. While Grim Vlogger, from Grim Life Collective, we know, cries out, "Run, honey, run!" Actually, Vlogpyra says it right here. She says, "Run, honey, run!" Skittles falls to the ground, spinning, once on the gravel, now on tar. The moonlight bounces off the skittle, as of course it comes out of his neck. One scene. But let's get to Vlogpyra running around the cow. Runs. Oops. Like that. There we go. Runs across a mutilated cow. And side steps. Sides, oh, backspace there. Side steps. You know, the Australians, they actually can go for like 15 minutes. Okay, side steps. Vampire runs across the mutilated cow and side steps. I'm gonna make sure I get that part. I think maybe she should see it. And across the mutilated. Yeah, I guess a physical action of sidestepping. Thanks, Mel Gibson's spirit. And then the vampire runs across the mutilated cow and sidesteps. We shall continue. A vampire runs across a mutilated cow in the field and sidesteps. There's it right there on page 6, right there, 6 minutes of it. So for Jessica, or for whoever, Vlogpyra runs across a mutilated cow in the field and sidesteps around the dead animal and continues running for her life. She cries, "Run, honey, run," and then run. The grim vlogger is now sprinting. Imagine it. Vlogpyre runs as fast as she can. They run together toward the safety of the parked hearse. God help us, please, for the love of God. Jesus help us, please, God. And of course the church want to change some of that. Vlogpyre runs faster and trails behind him, trying to catch up. The wolfish creature's shadow tackles her and takes a bite into her neck. We only see its shadow at this point. Blood spills on the road. She reaches out for her companion, who is now desperately running away in horror. Foggy, cold breath escapes her mouth as she cries helplessly and begins losing blood. Fog arises from the field and begins to hover over the road. And Vlogpyra, help me. Grim Vlogger, hang on, dear. Grim Vlogger makes it to the house and opens. I know, I'm going to be quiet. I'm whispering now. I'm sorry, I know you're taking an assessment.
I'm already done. If I failed, it's your fault. I just needed 10 minutes. You were too loud.
Grim Vlogger makes it to the hearse and opens the driver's side door
Complex question.
dives in. He starts ignition. You guess it, Michael. And the radio begins to play Crazy Train by Ozzy Osbourne. Hear it. Cue music. Crazy Train, this is all by accident. By Ozzy Osbourne, album Blizzard of the Halls. What are you looking for, dear?
My jacket. You couldn't be quiet for 10 minutes. These were complex questions. Done with it now. I'm gonna tell it.
So the Crazy Train is already playing as he's trying to make his escape. He doesn't bother to try to turn it off. Grimvlogger drives the hearse into the field toward the
Have you seen my jacket? I thought I left it over here. Oh, you moved it over here.
And does not bother to turn off the radio. Go here. Grimvlogger drives the hearse into the field toward Vlogpyre, does not bother to turn off the radio. Grimvlogger stops the vehicle before Vlogpyre, who now lays in the frozen field. Crazy Train continues playing. Grimvlogger gets out of the vehicle, opens the trunk, and rolls out a black polished funeral coffin from the back. Inside the coffin is an arsenal of monster-slaying weaponry, such as wooden crucifix, holy water, anti-flint lock pistol, and other iconic monster-killing tools. Grimvlogger removes a large crossbow from inside the interior panel and loads the weapon with a silver tip arrow. He pulls the wire back taut in place and aims and fires the silver arrow at the approaching shadow. Swish, a miss. Swoosh. Grim Vlogger looks down at his arm that has now fallen to the ground, still gripping his own camera. The hand twitches and the camera continues recording, capturing all the horror. Thud. He falls over. The monster wolfish shadow towers over his main body. The wolfish howls more. Grim Vlogger runs to the road, huffing and puffing and bleeding out. I see. He gets back up. I see. Returns to his feet. And okay, there we go. Grim Vlogger returns to his feet and runs to the road, huffing and puffing and bleeding out. He makes it to the shoulder of the road, now very pale and dimly lit in the eyes. Grim Vlogger turns around as the Vlogger's head is detached by the wolfish shadow's swift, sweeping, razor-sharp claw. The sound of air escapes his open neck, blood gurgles. A slight moment of silence, wind blows, then a bloody piece of skittle falls to the paved road and spins in the moonlight. Of course, Carrie would want me to add this, and I'll add it for the sake of Carrie. Cow moves. In the distant field. In the distant field. Then more howling. Okay, so when we dissolve here, we're going to dissolve to the full moon, and then back to 1 year later. Kitty, that is my part of my flesh. Kitty. I know, you're trying to be nice. Be nice. All right. So we're looking for the word to right here to make sure. Ah! Kitty! Dang it! Kitty, please. I know it's sensitive and you love to play. But it's my feet, Kitty. Ow! Hey! All right, stop it. Kitty, oh, come on. Ow, that's like cactus. Stop it. Okay, that's it. I'm getting clothing. I'm getting a shielded leather. Get the. Oh. Now, Kitty, you know, you cannot bite my feet like that. So I must wear the shielding clothing. It's rocky. Cat-proof. Put these on right here. And you won't be able to see my bare legs. Will you, Kitty? Will you? So I may work on my werewolf screenplay. We don't want to be Dumber and Dumber 2. So we find here, find what? Find 2. We go through and look. There are many components to this device. We were now actually going to do soon. We are now actually going to do soon. So don't forget to hit the switch. Twist it here and we'll begin to steam. Blah, blah, blah. Be sure to keep your hand.
You're gonna lose it, Kitty. It's hot.
Are you dressed? Okay, good. But this very pup here is ready to kill. He touches. What are we having? Potatoes. Watch out for Kitty. He likes to attack. Intoxicated. Okay. Cut 2. Into. I don't see it anywhere. Somewhere it's in there. There's a Dumb and Dumber. I can see it if I choose 2. I can see through his TV if I choose to. Volunteer, store, Grace Talks 2, writing about that. Okay, cut 2, back 2, bottom. I want to talk to you. 2, I want to talk to you about the cat. Louise is coming by 2. Ooh, that's a weird one. I don't know why that would be the case. Tomorrow. I don't know how that happened. Louise is coming by tomorrow. Louise is coming tomorrow to work. There we go. Louise is coming by tomorrow to work on our lawn. Still looking for 2. So we go up here. And we do... Oh, no. We have a hotkey. Hotkey is control and find. There we go. Then we go back up this way. Find next. Okay. Weird. Louise is coming by to mow the lawn. Okay. That is very, very strange. Tomorrow I need to blah, blah, blah. I need to go, I don't know where it'd be. Oh, I did see the vet too. I found a Dumb and Dumber there. I need to take Garlene to the vet too. Her leg looks like it went south. Okay. Let's go back down this way. Down here, and we're hitting this. And we're looking through. She started off wild and took us years to make. I need to have... I know, Kitty, hang on. So cute as a kitten. Ah! I found it, Kitty. We have found it. The Dumb and Dumber 2. Got it. She's a beautiful cat. Oh, she says it. She's a beautiful cat. So cute as a kitten, too. Why that mistake would be there. Thank you so much, Mrs. Lawrence. I know, Kitty, that you don't understand this about Linda and I, but I have to explain it to you. Working on my Werewolf screenplay. You are but love, the glue that holds us together. And is this why you are so werewolfy? I don't know exactly why. Oh, look at that. Oh, goodness gracious. And I know you are the keeper of that love. But when you play Garlene, you are the keeper of the curse. And as a lovey kitty, oh, goodness gracious. As you're a boxer kitty, as a love kitty, you want to keep Linda and I. Oh my goodness! You have a responsibility, kitty, to hold the glove together and the family. Like many kitties do. Ooh. The lion represents, some say the Lion of Judah. Others say Christ. And you are but a representation of that love. So scratch the fleas under your, or whatever it is that's under your chin. I don't think it's fleas, but a little itch that you have. And do the werewolf. Whoops, looks like that's ready. We'll give you some snacks. Anyway, still working on it. Target. The more I preached the word of God, the more of a target I became for the enemy. Now I'm writing, but on the serious side about werewolves. I think I may have saw something at one of the apartment complex with the smoke coming up and the print, if you see from that vlog. I talk about the strange and unusual smoke at apartment complex. It looked like a print. I'll tell you a true story about my dad. My dad was one of the first big millionaires at South Lake. And they had a, okay, kitty, you get it. There's a lot of property. They had a big pond in the backyard, big yard. I told you about in Randall Mill a long time ago. The hill would go down and then it would turn before my dad's mansion. And these people, sometimes driving too quick or drunks, would go through the gate, and their car would be upside down. They have to get the insurance, and no casualties, usually just mild injuries. People going too quick down the road. But that's just a different story. What I want to tell you, my dad, I'd go over there, he'd hear what sounded like some kind of beast. There was a field. Now, also in Keller, which is Keller at the time, now it's Carroll, now it's Westlake. At the time, I think it was Carroll, but over on the other side of his pond was like this underground house, and then beyond that, it was half. You can have the cheesecake; it's fine. Half the house was underground. One of his neighbors. Ow. He also was a musician. He played with poor ladies that would be cocktail waitresses, and would come over and he'd play music with them sometimes and stuff. It was trying to be pure Prairie League, kind of get friends that would. Okay, hey, wait a minute. That is, you're not, what is that? The cannoli?
Uh-huh.
Leave the gun, take the cannoli. So are you gonna eat all the cannoli and all the cheesecake?
Let's have a bite and a bite. We have to learn how to share.
At least half it.
Let's have a bite.
Regardless about the werewolf. He said he heard something, and I was over there one night, and they were, my stepmom and my dad were a patio. We were on the patio, and when I film him, he's all really good. When I don't film him, he attacks. There he goes, there he goes. My dad looked out there and he goes, we heard it the other night. I looked over at him and I was like, what are you talking about? He's like, I said, Dad, it could be a cow or something. He goes, no, it's not that type of animal or beast. There was something that he heard. Did you eat it all?
No.
Okay. But he was serious. He used to have these long monologues about the haves and the have-nots. But he said that they heard something. There was like a roar, like a werewolf sound.
Don't forget to brush.
He has a story. He lives in a different area, but they would hear it out there. I said, Dad, it's probably just a cow giving birth or something. He said, no, it's serious. He said, Janice and I heard it, one night. And it kind of scared me a little bit. I did write a play. I don't know if you can find it. It's somewhere around there. I wrote it by hand, called Bertrand Hears Barking. It's based a little bit on some of that stuff. That would have been a pretty good play and a very good short film. Bertrand Hears Barking. Okay, did you finish the cannoli?
Yeah.
Okay, she ravaged the cannoli. True story, though, my dad said. He said it like this. He was like, no, it was not a cow or animal. This is something else. And I'm sitting there looking at him. He looked serious. Kind of scared me a little bit. I was like, what do you think it is? Some kind of beast that's out there. He was kind of talking like it was a monster. Another story, too, about that place, too. There was supposedly a ghost there. Rumor that was buried over Indian burial ground. The house is all painted white now, but one time I looked at the corner of my eye and I saw this like kind of thing, the door move. Then we've had weird things happen here too. And then one time I saw like a boy wearing rain boots, kind of like it. And then, Kitty, calm down. And then one time we were playing late at night. We watched a lot of Close Encounters of the Third Kind. We heard what sounded like a spaceship. It's like outside. We were all like looking at each other. And we looked outside. We couldn't, we did not know what was out there. But true story also, my stepmom used to put a big clown. It was a very big clown in my sister's closet. I'll tell you everything about the closet, but and then sometimes at the foot of her bed when she'd wake up and the clown would be sitting there like poltergeist. My stepmom or my step uncle would do that kind of stuff because my sister's afraid of clowns. As you know, I've played a clown a few times. All right, Kitty. That's my werewolf story, a little bit of that place off of Randall Mill. It's still there too. They sold it for, I think about $1 million. I think they sold it for about $1 million or something. What's up?
Can you turn off the light?
Which one?
I want the fan on. God, I hate these switches.
The whole world's watching, Kitty. Oh, there he goes. Oh, whoa. He's getting all lion. Okay, what light?
Turn that off. I'll probably jump on the bed.
All
Want the
you
fan
do
on.
is you grab this chain, you grab it here, and simply pull it down like that.
Hold on, but I don't feel like jumping on the bed.
You staying in here, Kitty?
No, leave the door open.
I'll be back in a minute to tuck you in.